I'm so excited to show you around the animal biology course shell. So we're going to go ahead and log into the portal. So this is what it looks like on my end. As you see here, you have your courses, D2L, Desire to Learn. So we're going to go ahead and click on those. Then you have your list of courses that you have for the semester, and this is you right here, Principles of Animal Biology. So the first thing you see when you're going to join the course is going to be this main page. This is going to be your course home and announcements page. So actually, before we get started, I want you to make sure, if you got to pause this video, grab yourself a piece of paper and a pencil. Throughout this video, you're going to see an animal pop up, just like this one. Okay, so I want you to write that animal down. And throughout the entire video, you're going to see several animals pop up. You want to make sure to write those down because there's going to be a question about the animals and what they are in your syllabus quiz. Okay, so let's get started. So as you look here, we have our welcome announcement. It is ultra important, especially the first few weeks, that you are checking your announcements daily, at minimum every other day. There may be an announcement every day, every other day, maybe not. But what it boils down to is the student is responsible for what the instructor puts on these announcements, okay? There might be certain updates, whatever that looks like. So this course is your responsibility to continue to check into. Okay, so this is going to be an on-campus course. We meet on Mondays and Wednesdays. The start time is 9 a.m. and it ends at 10:15. You're going to see in your syllabus that you actually get 3 points of credit for every day that you come to class. So that's good, right? But if you're more than 20 minutes late to class, you don't get those 3 points. So 3 points, losing, not that big a deal, but if it becomes a habit, then it is. So you are on the Centennial campus, room A161. And so please make sure that you are reading this before coming to class. This is highly important and adhered to. So we have a fragrance-free room. And so what that looks like, fragrance-free room is perfumes, colognes, scented lotions, all of those things are not allowed in the classroom. And I get it, you might forget, but unfortunately, if you do, you're going to be asked to leave for the day and you won't get those 3 points. In addition, persons that smoke or vape, yes, they can come, obviously, but, or if you live with somebody that does, you're not allowed to sit in the front rows. It says front 2 rows, but we're in a different type of classroom. So when you come in, I will show you what that looks like. So you do have some assignments right away this week, okay? And many of them are due on Friday, and a couple of them are due on Sunday. So the first one is to read your syllabus. So if I go ahead and click here, it's going to link to the syllabus. I'll show you how to access that. And so I'm going to come back into here. Once you read the syllabus and you're watching this video, then you can take the syllabus quiz. I'm actually going to input this video link into this announcement. It's just not there yet. Alrighty, and here's your syllabus quiz. So it opens up for me, but it'll ask you to get started. As you can see, that syllabus quiz is due Friday, January 24th. So it's not something to wait on. You also need to download Respondus. Respondus is found in your quizzes tabs. And once you've downloaded Respondus, you can take the Respondus quiz, which is how to identify cheating. It actually has all of the instructions and some example videos within the quiz itself. So there's nothing to pre-study for that one. So let me go ahead and show you. If I go to Quizzes tab, as you see, this is course home, content, we'll talk about that, where you submit any assignments. There is one discussion that we'll talk about later. Here's your Quizzes tab. When you go into your Quizzes tab, um, here's all of the quizzes that are going to be for the course. Here's your Manage Quizzes. This has to do with me. this has to do with me, Lockdown Browser. Okay, you're going to click into Lockdown Browser. When you click into that, if you've never done it before, it's going to prompt you to download it to your computer. Oh, it looks like we got some updates. I'll have to work with those updates a little bit later. So it's going to prompt you to download the Lockdown Browser. Okay, so you're going to need to do that. Then, after you have done that, let's go back to our homepage. After you've done that, you can take this Respondus quiz. And that Respondus quiz, as you see, it's going to have information for you, telling you what you have to do. And then also each of the questions has some information in them and videos that, some example videos. That way you can answer those questions confidently. Okay, so that is going to also be due on Friday, January 24th. The purpose for this, for your weekly quizzes or for your chapter quizzes, they're not every single week. You do not have to use Respondus, but for your exams 1, 2, 3, and the final, you do have to use Respondus. So this is really important to know, especially since the due date is within a few days of the class opening. Respondus does not work on Chromebook. It just doesn't. And it doesn't work on some tablets either. And especially, actually, I should be more specific. It does not work on iPad. I have it turned off where it is not going to work on iPad. I understand that I could turn that on, but that is not what I'm using for my class. You have to use a computer. I don't expect you to go buy a new computer. There are computers on campus that are available. Great computer lab. It is on the third floor of the Centennial campus. Now they have computer labs downtown. They also have computer labs at Rampart. So you have availability all throughout town. And so you really should think about how this affects you in taking this course. Okay. I'm not asking you to go buy a new computer yourself. This is very doable. Okay, so also when you do use Respondus, please, please, please use Google Chrome. And really, when you're using D2L at all, especially when you're submitting assignments or downloading assignments, you have to use Google Chrome. Google Chrome is what is most compatible with D2L. Okay. Sometimes Safari is compatible, but not always. Sometimes the other ones are too, but not always. But never use Firefox, please. It won't work. Let's look at YouTube assignment. This is another assignment that is due Friday, January 24th. Real simple. I do a lot of supplementary material via YouTube. Really cool things too, because this is a fun class. Uh, we like to, obviously, the stickers, you can see, I like to have a good time. And so let's go ahead and link here to your extra credit assignment. You're like, what? Extra credit? Well, okay, it's 5 points for the assignment. But if you do it by a specific time, you get an additional 5 points, okay? So what you're going to do, go ahead and read through here. If you do not have a YouTube channel, don't worry. I have a link here that shows you how you can make a YouTube channel. If you do have one and you don't want to share it, just make one for the class. Maybe you don't know that you have a YouTube channel. If you have a Gmail, you automatically have a YouTube channel. Okay, so just giving you that information. So you are going to go to Wellness Rooted in Science. That is my YouTube channel. Wellness Rooted in Science, and then you are going to subscribe. Obviously, I can't subscribe to my own channel here, but there'll be a subscribe button for you to do. Now, once you do that, you're going to take a screenshot, whether you take it with your computer or you pull out your phone and take a picture, whatever that looks like. Then you're going to upload your screenshot. There's your assignments folder right there. So note that is due Friday, January 24th. January 24th, if you want your 5 points for the assignment and an extra 5 points extra credit. Yeah. But say you forgot, say you missed it. You have a due date of January 26th, 5 points for the assignment, but you don't get extra credit with that. So don't miss it. You want your 5 points extra credit. If you try it after the 26th, the then the assignments page will be closed because you've missed that due date. Okay, so to get started, I have a scientific method video here for you because this is an animal biology class, and we can't do biology without understanding science and the scientific method. So it is due that you watch this video by Sunday, January 26th. And how I will know that you watched the video is you're going to comment in the video comments on YouTube. So if you have any concerns, you can email me. Now let's talk about why you would email me. You would email me if you have concerns about your specific situation. Like, for example, Mrs. Aragon, I am sick, and here's my doctor's note. That's when you email me, okay? If you have any other questions, and so here's my email right here, vanessa.aragon@pikespeak.edu. If you have any other questions that are about the course or the course content, like for example, Ms. Aragon, when does our class begin? Does our class begin this week on Wednesday or next week? You put it in the office hours. And I'm just letting you know, your course begins on Wednesday, okay? So with that, if you have any questions, say about where can I find this content, you put it in my office hours. How do I use the book and the assignments that go with the book? You put it in my office hours. The only emails I answer are ones that are important to your specific situation. And just kind of heads up, if you send me an email asking about the course or the content, I'm just going to say, hey, please put that in my office hours. Okay. As you can see, these are my true office hours. Now, if you just want to talk with your classmates, say making a study group, getting together, if you have a joke, my last semester, they were always finding so many cool animal videos, posts, content, some of it funny, some of it interesting, new species, whatever. And they would put it in there to share for the class. So it's really cool. It's a really good resource that we can talk in. If you have questions for me, they need to go in my office hours. So you're going to find your course content here in your course content. So notice here, so I like to hide everything. I like to embed it. Okay. Notice it makes it nice and clean. You're going to see some of this stuff on my end, but not on yours. So don't worry. So you have here, start here documents. Don't worry that it says fall 24. I'll be fixing that. Now we're going to click on the first thing. First day must read, taking syllabus quiz and reading the syllabus. This was that fragrance-free room. This is your syllabus. I'm going to go ahead and open this here pretty soon. I will also embed your quiz here, but don't worry because you can find your quizzes in the quizzes tab too. So next, let's go to your ebook. You have Connect Homework and ebook. The Connect is just the name that McGraw-Hill, the publisher, calls it. That's it. Okay. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Connect Homework assignments. I will not be adding more to this. All of them together equal 100 points. So when you are trying to get into your ebook by McGraw-Hill or any of your Connect homework, you just click on one of these. It doesn't matter which one, even if you're not going to do it right now. So here's your course on McGraw-Hill Connect. You can launch your ebook from here. Okay. Also, when you click into the class, you can launch your ebook from there. I just go to library. And when I go to library, I can go ahead and launch ebook and such. I can go to the assignments from there too. I'm going to go ahead and back up. When I back up, I'm going to see a list of all of my assignments. And then from there, you would just click on them, do the assignments. The thing about them, they all are available now at the beginning of the class. Look, start date 1/21/25. Boom, 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 boom. But they all have very specific due dates. Okay, so with that, these due dates are also listed in the syllabus. But just know if you don't do them by the due date, you will not receive credit. Let's pretend, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. let's pretend, say you did the muscle dissection, that's worth 20 points, and it's due on 3/23/25. Let's say that the night that it closes at 11:59 p.m. on 3/23/25, that you just started it at 11:30 and you only got half of it done. Well, what's going to happen is Connect is going to issue you points for the amount that you did. So if you only did half, it'll probably issue 10 points instead. But it will automatically submit and not let you go any further. So if you have any questions about that, please put that in my office hours. So let's go ahead and leave here. Let's look at the syllabus, okay? So this is all of your course information. Before taking the syllabus quiz, you need to read all of this thoroughly, okay? Course start dates, drop date. This drop date is when you can drop the course without a financial responsibility. Okay, so that's very important. But if you get past that drop date, you have now paid for the course, so you might as well keep going. This is the withdrawal date. This is the date in which you can withdraw from the course. You'll get a W on your grade card, on your transcripts, but you still had to pay for the course. Here's spring break. Yay, can't wait for that one. And course ends May the 12th. So please read about the course description, course requirements. Office 365, you need to download Office 365. In your announcements, I will provide a separate video on how to download Office Word 365. It's free. The college gives it to you for free, so that is wonderful. But with that, it does not work on Chromebooks, okay? And any assignments that we do together and then you have to type up and submit, it has to be on Office Word 365. If you don't have it and you have a Chromebook, you could just do it at the college, at those computer centers. It's all good. All right, you still need a good eraser, basic calculator, and your online resources and everything that we're talking about today. Internet requirements. So here's the deal. It is important because of the exams and accessing your class that you do have some type of internet. But if you don't have home internet, can you access the class with your phone? That way you can check into the announcements and then you can do all of your other work on campus. So just kind of letting you know there are options. And so we got a lot of internal links here to your resources. Feel free to browse those. Here's some more online resources. This tells you about your Connect on McGraw-Hill. We just went over that. By the way, you don't have to purchase it. It comes with the course. So your book is included in the course along with all of your supplementary material. Please look at the general course objectives, exams. Let's talk about the exams. There's going to be a total of 4 exams. With those 4 exams, 3 of them are going to be chapter exams throughout the semester, each of them worth 100 points. They're going to take place on D2L quizzes tab using Respondus. So Respondus is a AI proctoring type of program. We went over how to download it, but it's just to make sure that you are following what you're supposed to be doing and not using notes and not doing them together and so forth. You also have a cumulative final that is worth 150 points. Okay. After the first exam, each exam really is cumulative because you can't talk about an animal if you didn't remember how the animal was built and their body systems from a previous chapter. So that's just a really good example. So with that, if you have any type of accommodations, I need to have that accessibility note in the beginning of the semester. It's now students' responsibility to give it to the instructors. And then we can we can talk about it together to see how we're going to apply that to your coursework in this course. So this is really important. This is having to do with all students in the course. There are no retakes of exams or quizzes or really anything. There's no makeup of the material. If you miss the material due date, you have earned yourself a 0 and you just move forward for it. So exceptions, of course, people get sick, emergencies happen. So an example, of an excused absence is uh, going to be not just a COVID-related emergency, any illness. But guess what? If you're missing a 100-point exam, you should expect to give me some type of doctor's note because the exam has a window, and that window has many days. So with that, if you're that sick, you probably should be going to the doctor anyway. Um, Deployment, all of these, bereavement, court date. But guess what? Court date or maybe jury duty that you have been sequestered because you all get off at 5 o'clock when you have jury duty. So it's very specific. Something that encompasses the entire exam window would be considered an excused absence. Here is what is definitely not an excused absence, and that is students' employment. It's students' responsibility to adjust their employment according to the class that they've chosen to take. Okay. Same thing about vacations, any sports or high school obligations. Those are not considered excused absences. All right, so attendance policy. I already told you about that. Lectures to take place on campus during the scheduled times. Attendance is required. Students will earn 3 points each class period for full attendance. If a student is more than 20 minutes late to class, 0 points will be earned for that student's attendance. Um, Individuals not enrolled in the class are not permitted to come. That has exceptions. Please read that on your own. Attendance is not enough. You have to actually do your reading and your homework at home. You should be preparing ahead of time. If you know we're covering chapter 4, you should have read chapter 4 prior to coming to class. That way you can participate in a good discussion. And bring your questions, of course. And so this shows that there are chapter quizzes, 13 chapter quizzes located under the quizzes tab. Each of those quizzes are 20 points. You can take each quiz 2 times and you get to keep the highest grade of them. So with that, quizzes are due 11:59 on those assigned dates. There are no makeup quizzes or extensions. Please review what an excused absence would be, but it would have to cover the entire week in which the quiz was available. 5 homework assignments. We already talked about those. Those are going to be in that McGraw-Hill Connect. Same thing, late homework earns 0 points. Class activities. There's going to be 5 class activities worth 25 points. Of those 5 available class activities, only 4 of them are going to count toward your grade. You get to drop the lowest one. So what that means is if you miss a class that has a class activity, it's okay. That 0 that you earned will just get dropped anyway. Okay, so classroom safety. Our class is held in a lab room. And so when you get to lab, we'll talk about lab safety. If we have any activities, I will tell you about appropriate dress and footwear. All right, classroom civility. This is very important. It is a policy of the school that students are not allowed to disrupt the learning environment. Okay. So with that, disrespect for other students and the instructor will not be tolerated. I will ask you to leave, whether the disrespect is towards me or other students, and then we will have a conversation of what that looks like on your return. If it continues, it will be reported to the dean of students, and they will just take care of the discipline from there. So from there, also no excess talking. Hey, I want you to participate, but when other people are talking, don't have side conversations. It's just plain rude. Noise during lecture, uh, constantly coming in late, obvious disrespect or indifference. Uh, you're expected to participate, not just sit there. Okay. So when participation happens, you are expected to be a part of that participation, and it will be reflected in your assignments when you do those classroom assignments. Also, no wearing headphones, earbuds, sunglasses, sleeping, none of that stuff. This is stuff I shouldn't have to say, but unfortunately I do. Okay, so with that, you can bring in your personal computers to view notes, PowerPoints. That is awesome. But if it becomes a disruption and you're using them for purposes other than this course, you're going to be asked to put it away. You may audio record as long as it doesn't disturb others. No video recording, no Skyping students who didn't show up for the day, nothing like that. So we talked about it before. This class has a strict no sense policy, and I will ask you to leave. And so failure to do that, any of this stuff, I already told you about an incident reporting with the dean of students if it is addressed with me, but then it continues. Communication, we talked about how I want you to communicate, letting you know communication response time within 24 hours, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. After 3 p.m., I take a weekend. So with that, you will expect response time on Monday. And so your class is Monday morning, at least for the semester that I'm talking to now. But say it's another semester, I might have other classes on Monday morning. So don't expect me to respond to your Friday, Saturday, Sunday message, whether it is email, D2L message, or if it is something in the discussion board first thing Monday morning. Okay, so please make sure that you understand what those responses look like. Grading policy, I'll let you go ahead and breeze through the grading policy. As you see here, everything that we've talked about is listed. This is going to be your total points, and this is what that would earn you. Okay, 90 and above is an A. 80 to 89.99999, it's a B. Okay, so this is how I tell students. I've given a small amount of extra credit. If it weren't for that small amount of extra credit, you wouldn't have an 89.99. So do not email me asking me for additional extra credit or asking me to reconsider absences that I've already said were unexcused or to ask to redo assignments. All right, at campus closure, please make sure that you look this. Also, this is really important too because the campus does not always close when it's really bad everywhere. Okay. So with that, I want you to also make sure that you are looking at your D2L. Okay. Look at your D2L. Always check your course announcements before traveling to campus on a bad weather day, even if the campus is open. If you have any issues, please email me. Email, not messenger, because I will get it first thing in the morning with my phone if you email me. I live in Woodland Park. I just can't make it. Something like that. And so keep me updated because really everybody's safety really is most important. All right, so you can find your instructional syllabus here. That is going to be something that you might need if you're going to transfer your class and they need to know what it was about. Here is your course schedule. It's pretty tight. If there are any changes to this course schedule, I will post them on your announcements and also talk about them in class. Okay. I'm going to try to leave this schedule as is the way it is. So just know you have to be keeping up with what is said in class. So these are all your first assignments. This talks about the first week one, what we plan on doing, and this is what is going to be due as a result. So you can see week two, this is what we plan on doing. We already have a class activity on Wednesday, the 29th, and this is what is going to be due as a result. All of these due dates are set in stone. And so please make sure that you are referring to these due dates. So as you can see here, all of your exams are in here and scheduled. Okay. Your final exam is going to be online. It is going to be over chapters 1 through 20. We'll talk about that in class more as you need. Available on D2L. It has a window of Wednesday, May 7th through Friday, May 9th. Okay, so the reason why I did that, I understand that the class ends on the 12th. Many people have to be returning home. So because of that, I've made the decision to put that cumulative final online and make it due prior to the class ending. So this is 11:59 p.m. Let's see what else we have to look at. So we're back here in our start here. Okay, so we looked at our syllabus, we looked at our ebook and our homework. Here's what you have available to you. You have PowerPoints and objectives. Notice, have all the chapters embedded in their own module. If I were to go ahead and look at chapter 1, you have some objectives. The objectives are very extensive. They really are. But if you're wanting to know what are we going to be tested on, that's going to be available in the PowerPoint presentation. And we talk about it in class, which is why it is very important for you to be present during class. Sometimes I have some additional videos here for you, whatever serves the content to help you. Okay, so with that, do you have any questions? If so, you're going to go to your discussions and you're going to put your questions in my office hours. I will answer them as soon as possible, especially in the beginning of the semester. It is my objective to make sure that you guys have a fun time. Hence, all of the little animals that keep popping up. Okay, make sure you collect those animals in order. If you didn't collect those animals in order, you might need to rewind and scroll through the video to make sure you have those because you're gonna find those animals on your syllabus quiz and it's going to be a question for you. Awesome. So I'm really excited to get to meet everybody. I look forward to seeing you for the first day of class.